Welcome and welcome back. We are here with another trailer review. A trailer review this time for a movie that is to be known as The King of Staten Island, starring Pete Davidson as apparently himself, starring Bill Burr as Bronson, and Marissa Tomei as still a MILF. I don't know. It's a Judd Apatow film, so you have to imagine you've seen it before. And it is, confusingly, another movie attempting to stick in your brain with 90s memberberry music, this time from the Wallflowers with One Headlight. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, especially as this does not seem to be a movie that is taking place in the 90s. Maybe it is, hard to say, not particularly dated, but it seems fairly contemporary. Remember, the 90s now are 20 years ago, the mid-90s, 25 years ago. So it's hard to say exactly why. It's not hard to say why they're sticking mid-90s music into movie trailers and apparently even movies, as this seems to be a song that will play a pivotal role in a bonding scene between Bronson and Pete Davidson. But look, people my age, mid-30s, that's our childhood. That's why. It doesn't necessarily have to have anything to do with a film. But your core demographic, people who are, 30 to 45 going to see movies, especially going to see movies as... Look, this isn't an action film, it's not a comedy, and it's not a horror. Drama films seem to trend older in demographics. Referring to myself, in this case, as quote-unquote older. This is a sad comedy / coming-of-age film, and it leads one to believe this might be the moment that Pete Davidson officially becomes Adam Sandler, sort of in the way that Bucky assumed the mantle of Captain America in the comic books, but instead of a shield, I don't know, maybe it's a Boston Red Sox hat that you have to don in order to be the Sandler. It's hard to say, but if Pete Davidson was actually talented at anything, maybe he could be Adam Sandler. So maybe he's learning how to play terrible songs and sing about Hanukkah. I don't know. Maybe these are the types of movies that young men need. Maybe. That not as young men need. There's not many of them. We don't get these movies often. Men 25 to 40 don't get these movies often, coming-of-age films. Coming-of-age films are often sort of relegated for men to kids' films. I think that there are a great deal of coming-of-age films for women. So maybe they're looking for a new demographic in that department. One would even have to say that a lot of even the Sex and the City type movies are sort of, to some extent, coming of age. You're talking about developing a personality within a friend group and learning about the self. That's essentially coming of age. A lot of the men's movies, a lot of the movies that men see in that are targeted towards men 25 to 40 or more action. So maybe this is the whole let's catch the MGTOW before they're really out there on their own, and teach them how to deal with their roughneck Bill Burr type Bronson looking fathers. I don't know. The only other thing, apparently, we get the full movie in the trailer here, from pothead to firefighter, as we seem to have a hazing scene from Bill Burr and friends. Maybe He's not becoming a firefighter, but actually discovering what it is that he wants to do with his own life that is outside of being a firefighter. But it seems this is another one of those movies that went ahead and spoiled everything, including the main character of a coming-of-age comedy having a friend, a best friend, that is the absolute last person in the world one would expect, namely here, a grade school girl. So, I don't know. It looks pretty decent. Anything with Bill Burr is probably at least worth watching, even if Bill Burr is just Bill Burr on screen.